Here's everything you need to know about the Take Care of Maya case, where the Kowalski family just won $211 million in a lawsuit against the Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. It all started in October of 2016 when the Kowalski family took their daughter Maya to the Johns Hopkins Hospital because she was experiencing severe stomach pains. Maya had been diagnosed with a condition called CRPS, which stands for Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. It was diagnosed by a doctor that did not work at Johns Hopkins, and when they took Maya to the hospital, they did not believe she had this diagnosis. Maya had been receiving ketamine treatments from the doctor that had diagnosed her with CRPS, and she was very insistent at the emergency room that the doctors give her ketamine. The doctors, of course, did not want to give her ketamine. There was a lot of known side effects, and they did not want to do this as they did not know enough about it. She was insistent that they do this to the point where they were getting red flags raised, and they contacted Child Protective Services. A social worker named Catherine Betty got involved in the situation, and she, as well as some other doctors at the hospital, believed that Beata may be suffering from what's called Munchausen by proxy syndrome, where a caregiver will either cause or fake an illness in a loved one to get sympathy or attention. The social worker took the case to a judge, and the judge agreed, based on her assumptions, that Maya should be sheltered in place at the hospital and not be allowed to physically see her mother. The Kowalski family, of course, was trying to fight this, but it seemed to make things worse. At one point, doctors and nurses who did not believe that Maya was actually sick or in pain left her alone for 48 hours in her hospital room, and their hopes was that she would get up to use the washroom on her own and prove that she could walk. Of course, Maya was unable to, and she ended up defecating on herself. Things just went from bad to worse, and Beata was at her wit's end. She did not know what else to do to be able to get her daughter home. She felt that she was the problem, and she actually took her own life. She thought by taking her own life that they would release Maya to be home with her father and brother. Maya, of course, did have CRPS, and she was able to eventually go home with her father and brother. There is a documentary now on Netflix called Take Care of Maya, which explains the whole situation in detail. It is extremely well done if you'd like to check that out. The Kowalski family ended up suing Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, and yesterday the verdict came back and they won on all 7 counts. Johns Hopkins was found liable for 1, false imprisonment, 2, battery, 3, medical negligence, 4, fraudulent billing, 5, a survivor claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress, and this was from the estate of Beata. Number 6 was a wrongful death claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress causing death, again for Beata. And number 7 was Maya's claim for infliction of emotional distress. The Kowalski family ended up getting over $211 million, and this is just coming from the compensatory damages. The jury still needs to decide on punitive damages.